Hello, Leo, and welcome to your reading. This is a reading for the Leo Collective, and today we'll be taking a look at what energies are currently surrounding you. Please note that since this is a reading for the Leo Collective, the message may not resonate with everyone, so please take what belongs to you and put away the rest. We will be using the Smith-Waite Tarot deck as well as the Rider Tarot deck for clarification. So let's get to shuffling your cards and finding out what the message is for you today. Okay, so let's see what the message is for Leo today. Leo, first card, and it's you. So right there, we know that this is your reading. Okay, starting off with Strength, Eight of Wands, which is more fire energy, which would be you. Nine of Wands. Fire. Three of Wands. So right off the bat, Leo, you appear in your own reading. So I expect this to resonate with a good amount of those watching. Now, Leo, what I see here is that you were involved in a very passionate connection at one point. And this is either in the past or this is something that's coming your way, because the Eight of Wands is the card of speed and it's the card of communication. And the fact that all four cards that were pulled are wands, which indicate fire, leads me to believe that whatever this connection was very fiery, was very passionate, both in a good way and in a bad way. And I say that it was potentially ultimately in a bad way is because it looks like you've been through it, whatever this was or whatever this will be. It looks like you've been through it. There's been a battle here. There could potentially be communication from somebody in the past, somebody who put you through something very difficult. Or this is telling a story about what happened. Let's clarify further, but lots of fiery energy here, definitely. Let's find out more. Okay, more wands, Four of Wands. Queen of Wands. Okay, finally something that's not a wand. Pentacles. Chariot. Okay, so what I see here, Leo, is that you were dealing with somebody who you felt was the one, who you saw a future with, who you saw a stable relationship with. Whoever this was, you definitely felt favorably toward them. You were very passionate towards them in a good way. And you thought that this was potentially going to be your life partner. You thought that you would go out there into the world together as a pair. as a partnership. And what I see here is that they were potentially invested in other things, or their interest was taken away by other things. They were potentially juggling you with somebody else, but something came into the way between you and this other person. Now, for some of you, this is a third-party situation. Whatever this was fell apart because of a third party, or a third party in the sense of work or family. In other words, third party in the sense of some type of interference, not necessarily another romantic interest. Okay? And it looks like they're going to try to come back into the picture. That second card, that Eight of Wands, communication coming in quickly. Now, keep in mind that right now we're in retrograde. And this is the time when people from the past tend to come back into our lives, whether we want them to or not, whether we want to communicate with them or not. So this person might be rethinking of how things ended. They might be thinking back to all of the passion that you shared, the good kind of passion. And they might be planning a strategy of how to come back into the picture. Okay. The question here is, are they being sincere, or are they coming in out of ego? Because they feel like they can, because they feel like they should, because they feel that if they came back that you would allow it. All of these wands, clearly passion, as we said, good or bad, right? The good passion and the bad passion, right? The bad passion that left you feeling embattled. The bad passion that put you through it, okay? It's also possible that you're dealing with another fire sign, another Leo, or perhaps an Aries or a Sagittarius. But what you need to question is, are they coming back to prove something to themselves, that they've got it, that they could come back to you at any point and that you will be okay with it? Are they still distracted by whatever it is that caused the interference in the first place? Whether that was another person, or whether that was a family member, or whether that was work, or whether that was other personal pursuits. Again, not necessarily another person, but it looks like it potentially could be. For you, Leo, this person symbolized stability. This was the person who they checked off all of those boxes, but ultimately did not pan out. Okay, let's clarify even further. Six of Cups, 10 of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, Two of Swords. Okay, so this is definitely somebody from the past. Somebody who is thinking about all of the times that you shared previously and who is planning their return. Okay, they are thinking about Leo. They are thinking about you. You have been thinking about them and how they were supposed to be your stability. However, you have worked so hard to get over them and the way that they exited your life. This has been a very heavy burden for you because you had invested everything emotionally in this connection. Okay. And you've been carrying this and doing so much work to try to get over it. And deep inside, maybe you're not completely over it, but you've been putting in the work. You've been trying to gain time, space, perspective. You've worked very hard to put the thoughts of this connection and the way it fell apart behind you. It hurt you deeply. It was a burden. It was a burden. It left you, it left you with wounds, with battle scars. Okay, very heavy. But now the question is, Leo, now that you've put in all the work and you've gained perspective and you've thought things through, if they came back, what would you do? What would be your choice? Would you give them another opportunity? And if they're coming back just to prove something to themselves, just to prove that they could have access to you, just to prove that they could turn you back onto them quickly and instantly, would you give them that opportunity? You do have a choice here in this matter, but I do see the communication. I do see that this is someone from the past. I do see that this is someone who hurt you very deeply, and you've worked really hard to put them aside. Because at one point you thought this was your future. You thought that this relationship was the way forward, but it turned out it wasn't, because they were clearly juggling. You weren't the only priority in their life, if you were a priority at all, and that might have been part of the problem. But they're trying to make their way back. That energy is coming back to you. You know, sometimes the people who do us wrong they always try to come back just to see how open and receptive we would be to them. Just to prove to themselves that what they did wasn't so bad. Because if we're going to engage with them in conversation or with our presence or anything, then it wasn't so bad. And then they don't feel as bad about themselves or about what they did. And they prove to themselves that they're okay, they're decent people, because look, we forgave them. We're engaging with them again. And these are all things that you've thought about, because again, you've put in the work to try to get over this. As much as it hurt you, you've tried to get over this. But now the thing is, when they contact you again, when they reach out, when they send that text or make that phone call or send that direct message, what are you going to do? It's entirely possible that they're going to come back with good intentions, but it's also entirely possible that their intentions are not so sincere, that they want back because of their own ego. There's a lot of ego here. And Leo, you know, maybe this was a battle of the egos, because Leos are known for having their own ego. And again, if this is another fire sign, very possibly battle of the egos here. And that this return is simply an extension of that. But the question is, Leo, what are you going to do? That is what I have for you today, Leo. Thank you so much. Until next time.